Unbelievable. A cop starts to punch a woman for simply trying to go in to a home and save her own father. And then there's a possible cover-up.
With millions watching and many people benefiting from this program called Indisputable, we just need 1% of the viewers to become a paid member so we can continue to bring this content to you. Now back to the show.
Put up the picture full mass here. I'm taking you to California. Adriana Hernandez was punched in the face multiple times by a female Huntington Park police officer, after she tried to save her father from a burning home. This was on the 4th of July. Hernandez is now facing a felony charge for resisting arrest. This is the cover-up, in my opinion, which is usually a misdemeanor, by the way. But in this case, it appears the police officer is trying to cover her action. So according to retired LAPD Detective Moses Castillo, who now works as a victim's advocate, while resisting arrest is normally a misdemeanor in California, punishable by no more than a year in jail and $1,000 fine. That's the maximum. The felony version of it is punishable by up to 3 years in prison and a maximum fine of $10,000, according to a Southern California lawyer's website. Let me give you background. The fire broke out in the apartment Hernandez shared with the parents her entire life a little after 10 p.m. on Independence Day due to, quote, outdated electrical wiring. According to the GoFundMe page that is raising money for the family in the wake of the fire that destroyed their apartment but spared their lives. Hernandez said a neighbor alerted her to the fire, so she ran to the home to save her father. Understand, she gets the news. She does what any one of us would have done if we heard our parents were in that situation. She goes to the location immediately. A professional photographer who was trying to salvage his photography equipment to maintain work, that was among the things there as well. However, when she ran to the location, to the apartment, she was stopped by a female officer. That female officer decided to become aggressive, combative. Quote, hey, she lives there. She lives there. A bystander can be heard in the video telling a cop. But the video shows the cop, instead of engaging thoughtfully and understanding the situation, started to punch Ms. Hernandez in the face, okay? Quote, she did not care. She just grabbed me from my shirt. She literally ripped my rosary and started striking me in the face 3 times, recall Hernandez. Hernandez, who was studying civil engineering, is worried the criminal charge will impact her future prospects. But even more pressing is where her family will live. Ms. Hernandez says both her parents are diabetic and the family needs to replace her father's photography equipment so he can work again. The family is now homeless because their landlord told them repairing the apartment would simply take too long. There's a GoFundMe. Let's help this family as much as we can. Imagine getting that call or getting that alert from somebody. Your heart is pounding. Anxiety, adrenaline, everything is happening at one time. You just want to make sure you save the life or the lives of your parents. You approach your apartment to only be physically assaulted by a police officer who then decides in the midst of your emergency, life-altering emergency, that you did not do anything to bring upon yourself, you get charged with a felony, creating significant issue for you to move forward in civil engineering or any other profession, to be frank with you. And now your parents who are diabetic cannot get access to what they need. There's this issue of housing as well. So we want to make sure we help them. Put it up again. For anyone who's able, I encourage you to help rebuild this family as much as you can. The GoFundMe is there. A retired LAPD detective explained to Fox 11 News, quote, normally when an officer strikes someone in the face, they're doing it because the person is attacking the officer or going after their weapon. However, the cell phone video of the incident shows Hernandez did none of that. Quote, "I never hit her. That was never the point to fight. I just wanted to be with my dad," she told Fox 11. Castillo, the former cop turned victim's advocate, was the first person to respond, donating $100 to her cause. "It's sad. I hope the police department makes it right, drops all the charges and apologize," he told Fox 11. So the chief, Chief Lozano, runs the Huntington Park Police. The department has not released the name of the officer who did this, nor any other information about the incident, except to say, quote, "The incident is under administrative review to determine the full facts and circumstances resulting in the use of force to ensure compliance with department policy." So that's all we have so far. Obviously, we're going to give you updates as updates come. Very sad situation all the way around. But once again, insensitivity of a police officer making a horrible situation even worse. I mean, you can't imagine that being worse, but that cop made it worse. The cop did not come there and protect and serve as obligated. Francesca, thoughts here?
Yeah, cops do this all the time. They do this all the time, and especially in these dire circumstances. There's a fire raging behind you.
Right.
What are you doing, right? And even if you wanted to stop her, you don't have to punch her in the face, right? This is what I don't understand about police officers is that with all their training, where's the how to be a human 101? Where's the, understanding and have conversation to, come to an agreement? That's all you have to do, right? If she didn't, I understand maybe she didn't want this woman to put her life in danger. I get that. But now you're gonna punch her in the face and now she's got a felony? And this is the other thing, Doc, and I think you pointed this out really well, and I'm glad that this woman has a GoFundMe as well as some advocates there, is that we stigmatize, we stigmatize felons in this country horribly. And yet, how many of the people who've been convicted or have charges or who have, are in the middle of some kind of legal action, how much of it stems from something like this? Right? Something where they were trying to do the right thing. They were trying to help a friend. There was a misunderstanding. They even got hurt. Their family's home burned down. It's you find out, if you know enough people who've actually had charges or who have felonies, you find out they're not evil, awful people. They oftentimes have had something like this happen to them, right? The justice system was obviously turned on them.
Yep. And looks as if this charge doesn't even fit based on what the former police officer, former detective is saying.